Then we go on to Diana's 27th birthday. She said she didn't want any fuss. And it's interesting that William and Harry had Ella, Prince and Princess Michael's daughter, little Gabriella Kent, come over to play. And evidently Diana just absolutely adored this little girl and they got on really well. And Wendy Berry does state a few times that she feels that if Diana had have had the opportunity to have another child, and especially to have a little girl, that she might have been quite content, because when she saw her with Ella, she realised just how much she would have loved a little girl and how good she would have been with a little girl. And yeah, she thinks that that was a pity that that didn't happen, that it was just like stopped at the two, you know, the heir and the spare, done my duty, that's it, you know. And she thinks that Diana probably, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think children can actually fix a marriage like this one. Do you? So Ella had a bad accident on a climbing frame and broke her collarbone. And she had to go off to hospital. And Ruth Wallace, William and Harry's nanny, used to be Ella's nanny. And so she went off with her to the hospital and stayed overnight while she was in the hospital. Makes you wonder, where are the parents? Where are the parents? Oh, Nanny, you go and stay with her. She'll be... I mean, when my little boy broke his wrist skateboarding, you couldn't keep me from being with him in the hospital. I mean, it's weird, isn't it? It's just this detachment, this cold detachment from their children. It's brutal, brutal. Anyway, now this is where it's interesting. Charles was going off to play polo, and originally it was going to be Diana, Ella, William and Harry going to go to the polo and watch Charles play. This is not the first day. The first day they were going on a play date. The second day they were going to go and watch the polo. Now this is interesting. Diana took William the following day to the polo. And she didn't take Harry because she didn't have a nanny, because the nanny was in the hospital with Ella. So what? She couldn't handle her two boys at the polo without a nanny? Gee, I mean, that sort of says a lot about Harry. Was he really that much trouble? And so anyway, but it makes me wonder, there's so many instances in this book where Diana does something with William, like has supper with William on a tray in her bed watching a movie, or going to the polo just with William, and Harry being left behind and it being explained to Harry, you know, that he can't come. And he was most miffed about not being able to see his father play, and Diana looked for support with Wendy. Oh, you know the problems, Wendy. The place will be overrun with press, and without Ruth to keep control, the boys could start a riot. Now, where do you think Harry would have got his hatred of the press? Because he wanted to go to the polo, William got to go, Harry was left behind, and the excuse given to him was because of the press. Okay, so I'm just wondering whether Harry really is blaming the wrong parent here, because there's so much evidence in this book of Diana planting the seeds that was to be his sort of warped trauma into his adult life. And I'll just read you the final little snippet of this chapter because it's very, very telling. Diana goes on to say to Harry, "Don't worry, darling. Let's ask James to teach you about polo the next time we see him." Harry looked up and smiled, mirroring the expression on his mother's face. Now, I don't know about you. The poor kid couldn't go. He was told it was the press's fault. And then she dangles the lover to teach him about polo next time they see him. Oh no, it's a really, really toxic situation. I'm a bit concerned. I'll be back with chapter 9 very shortly. Thanks a lot. Bye.